I don't know about you, but I'm pretty sick of looking at reviewers online that aren't showing the targets in the distance. They're simply giving us cutouts, which means to say that when they're shooting, you don't know exactly what distance they're shooting at, and you're trusting them that it's at the 40 meters that they say it is. Hello and welcome to theGunLocker. Slightly different video this. You're not going to see me shooting, not today. The wind is pretty blustery, so no point me trying to do an accuracy test really, because they're just going to get blown about something rotten. Anyway, what I decided to do very quickly in this in the short couple hours that I've got available is talk to you about targets and what I'm going to do with regards to my videos going forward. I don't know about you, but I'm pretty sick of looking at reviewers online that aren't showing the targets in the distance. They're simply giving us cutouts, which means to say that when they're shooting, you don't know exactly what distance they're shooting at, and you're trusting them that it's at the 40 meters that they say it is. I've spoken about this in the past, and I think it's important to bring it up again because these guys are pushing products such as air guns, you know, saying that they're extremely accurate when maybe they're not, and that may be as a result of them shooting at, say, 20 meters instead of the 40 meters that they claim. If they'd actually showed themselves shooting with the target in the background, then you could make a better decision, you know, you could take their word for it. But because they don't, it just kind of grates on me a little bit, and I think that's one of the reasons why I try and stand out from the rest and give you my honest opinion. Now, some of you may like it, some of you may not. If you don't, there are plenty of other channels out there that, you know, you can go and spend your time listening to the, you know, listening to their findings, as it were, whether they're biased or not. And by that, when I'm talking about biased, I mean, are they actually just trying to promote that product, that air gun, because they've got it in their shop and they want to sell it? It seems odd to me that you can get similar sized groups from an air rifle that costs £1,500 to £2,000 alongside an air rifle that's maybe less than £200. Something doesn't seem to stack up there. Now, that's not to say the £200 rifles aren't accurate. Some are accurate, you know, but you'll make a better decision if you can actually see the target in the distance and understand what's actually going on. So there's no camera trickery as such. Anyway, over my shoulder you can see a what we call a bakewell tart. It's a yew tree hedge or bush, yew tree bush, yew bush. That's it, a yew bush. And next to it we've got a dogwood. Well, between that, or those two, I've set up a new target stand, and that target is exactly 40 meters away from my shooting bench. So this is me sat at the bench, and that's the target in the distance at 40 meters away. I'm just going to zoom in. So there you are, I've zoomed in now and you can see it a little bit clearer. Let's go down there, let's have a look, and let's show you what I've actually done. Now, I don't know about you, but I like to repurpose stuff that's just laying around the house or that's in the garage or, you know, out on the property, stuff that's not being used. And rather than spending money on really fancy setups, if I can repurpose or rebuild or make, I'll do that. And that's what I've done with this target, this range of mine. The main frame, which you're going to see in a second, that was actually a cold frame for tomatoes and strawberries, which I no longer use, purely because I haven't got the time to look after them. And the actual metal box, which I'm going to show you in a second, well, that was an old safe that, you know, just effectively, it was one of those digital safes, and the lock didn't work properly, so that got repurposed. So guys, what I'm trying to say is that if you're looking to make yourself a backstop for targets, it can be out of anything. You know, whatever you got lying around. If you're fortunate like I am, where you've got some metal, you've got the ability to weld, and you can make a simple frame, then why not do that? What you can see here, the upper part of the target backstop, I suppose you can call it, well, the timber is made from an old scaffold board that I had, and the metal plates there that you can see are actually part of that safe that I was talking about. One was the cutout from the back wall of the safe, and the piece on the right was actually the back plate to the door. So, you know, repurpose where you can, why not? And of course, down the bottom here, the actual pellet trap, well, that's the old safe, and within it I've got 2 pellet traps there that are the produce, or they were made by the Airgun target company. Now, I will say that there have been some issues with that company of late. I've got subscribers that have got in touch with me saying that they've ordered products and not been able to get hold of them, or they've not been able to speak to the guys behind the scenes. I really don't know what's going on there. I hope that they've actually, you know, got themselves organised and put it right, or their customer service has improved. But like I say, I've not spoken to them in quite some time, and it's a bit of a shame really, but you know, it is what it is. And that goes, you see the rabbit there, and also the No Limits target, that's from the same company, the Airgun target company. So I was really hoping that, you know, everybody would have favourable reviews, but unfortunately times changed, don't they? So there you are, that's my new target, my new pellet trap, whatever you want to call it, backstop, set at 40 meters away from the bench. And hopefully the next review that I do, which should be shortly, and if the weather performs, which may well be tomorrow, I'll be doing an accuracy test and the pellet test using this backstop. Alright guys, as always, take care. If you're out there shooting, be safe, look after yourselves, look after the people around you, look after your premises, and please make sure that your projectile stays within your premises. Remember, you're an ambassador of the sport, and if you muck around and get caught, it reflects badly on all of us. For now, take care. Bye-bye.